Hello and welcome. Oh dear, the lighting is not doing what it's supposed to do. Hey, welcome to Love Talks. Today is, I meant to say the date, but I forgot the date. It's lockdown's fault. But things are getting just a little bit back to normal. Oh, because I found out that videos don't have they don't keep the data on file as to when they were recorded, which I didn't know. I thought it's unmodified. I didn't realize it changes every single time you even open the video or anything. But it's the beginning of June, so why do I feel like I embarrass myself? But I don't want to switch off this video and I have to go to the calendar. Then I'll have to edit them together or start over. Well, I could start over. But it's beginning of June, but there is so many things that I don't think it'll be better. It will just be different. I had a lot of thoughts that are important and I wanted to share. I don't know if I got around to it because yesterday I already wrote a lot of things on Facebook, so I don't really want to spend the last bit of storage on this, because while I'm working on my storage that I've copied, so I want to make sure everything's copied, everything's there, and upload them, and then I'll delete them, and then I have new storage. In the past, this wouldn't, and they wouldn't really it didn't seem to be making such a big difference, but today I know it really does, or it really can at least. So sweet. I love this bridge. And it's lovely to see a family walking. Oh, are they taking a photo? That'd be funny. They're taking a photo of this direction, and then not me. It's me. You and me. You can't be visible anyway. But if they did, I would be taking a photo or recording of each other. But yesterday I didn't take my phone with me after talking about wanting to how it was what it was like when we only had landlines, and I still kind of grew up that way. My friend once said to me, it's great that we are kind of born in this time where, she said millennials, but whatever she said, that it's kind of we got the best of both times, and we still kind of grew up not needing all this tech and all these things, but we also grew up to be proficient in them and really being able to utilize them in a great way. So or not, but it's so true. I had never thought about it that way. I'd never thought about it at all, basically, but it's so true. That's really cool, because I don't think I would have wanted to grow up not even knowing what a cassette is, or just things how to get along without them. But also I was lucky that I wasn't part of the older generation who, I don't have, it's not the same for everybody, but I didn't have the trouble. I'm not saying this to be me to one generation or another, but it's kind of cool that it doesn't seem like something super difficult or a completely different world that I will never find my way into. So it's really cool. I had so many thoughts. I had so many thoughts about racism, and also they were sparked from television, because I saw this series on. But one thing, talking about generations, and I just want to put this in so that if I don't get around to it, at least you have just this, the thought is being put out there, because literally I was just I heard from so many people by now, from my parents' generation, that they kind of grew up and being taught that caring about yourself is selfish. I was gonna say selfless. It's selfish, and I'd like to correct that, because that's not even true. I don't know what that seems so sad and unfair, because that's not true, and I just want to put it out there, because people from that generation might be listening to this. So the first time somebody told me this was a long time ago, and it was almost I couldn't believe it I mean, I could have done, but I didn't know to. I didn't really believe it enough to believe it. Like, I didn't. It never occurred. It never came across to me. It never occurred to me, and it just like didn't seem like. I never met these people who didn't. Although it didn't seem like all these people didn't know how to take care of themselves. But I saw these shows, and it's like, I don't know how many people said it. I think it's now about 3 or 4, but that's a lot of people, and I guess I wanted to share with you, because my generation, I don't think has that problem. We have the challenge of for self-care, self-love, self-acceptance, but not like new part of the river, you know? Today, ta-da! I hardly ever get to this neck of the woods. Wasn't really wood, but anyways, though, because being selfish, like, I don't know where to start, but even ego is an energy. It's just an energy that's not, it's not like necessarily selfish. I mean, it's of course selfish to listen to ego, but it's not like bad. I don't look at it as bad or good. It is what it is, you know, and it's an energy, and that teaches us why love works and why listening to ego doesn't, and it takes away from us, it tries to get us to take away from ourselves, and then kind of leaves us without a way out, without an exit plan. It just leaves us like hanging, basically. And there's this quote, ego is the thief that runs, I think in the night, or I can't remember, like once you like call it out, it like runs, or you know, when the damage is done, it's gone. And it leaves you to it. You know, like you're the one who have to find the way out, and ego doesn't help you repair anything. So, like, let's not listen to somebody so stupid. I know it's an energy, it's not somebody, but it's almost as if we are talking about it as, you know, it's own life, pretty much, in a way, like, and not even that I don't even say it's selfish, but taking care of ourselves. Here are a few reasons why they're not selfish. Because first of all, you know, taking care is taking care. If I know how to take care of someone, or know to take care of somebody, I know how to take care of somebody, be it somebody else or be it me. So, you know, even like I'm taking care of someone when I'm taking care of me. Hi there, duck. Oh, the young duck. Oh man, one other thing I wanted to talk about, but you know, yesterday when I was talking about the phone, like I didn't take my phone to see what I was like, I went literally straight away. This is why I take it, because the best thing happened, and I saw the fox. He must be used to me, cause he must like recognize my scent, and then, or she, and then it came out, and I was looking at his fur, or her fur, so beautiful. I'd never really seen it, because I'd never really seen her in daylight, so that was new, but it's so beautiful. I wish I so wanted to be able to show you it, and it reminded me of fur coats, and it's like really sad. I'm just looking, this fur looks not only like so much better on the fox herself, but like it belongs there. It's like that's somebody's life you're taking, you know, just for a jacket. Like, it's like, I don't even know how to describe you, like, so unfair, and it's like I like it better on her, you know, the fox. And I started, because somebody said she might have cubs, so it's like that person regarded the fox as a she, so I like thought maybe it's a she, I don't know, but so cute, all these different beautiful colors, and I was like, it was so beautiful. Like, I know it's really warm, but it'd be different. I know it's really warm, but I mean, and with all the kind of material goods that are thrown at us, pretty much, day after day in this time. It's not like you can't keep warm. It's like, I mean, I just like rather see it on the fox himself. I can still look at it. The beauty is there. And I was just like, I never noticed it. And there's so many different shades of like white and kind of a reddish brown, and everything was so pretty. But it's like, how to describe it? It was like the beauty is taken off with the fur that's being taken off. The cute little fox. And imagine she had cubs, or maybe she has cubs there. So we were like wondering what is the fox doing out in the middle of the day, and you know, they might be they would just be left alone. There, she might have just been getting back to them, and you know, you kill the fox and take the fur. Like, for what? You see what I mean? The life behind it is the real beauty of it, and it's so cute and unique. Like, I don't have to own everything. Does that make sense? The fox so unique and cute. That's what made the fox. It's like nature gave that. Mother Nature or God gave that fur to foxes. So like that's where it belongs. It's like not worth taking a life. And also like when fur is alive, it's kind of like shinier because it's like part of the, you know, it regenerates itself. Like sometimes when fur gets really dry, it kind of falls apart and it's like really bad. I saw that somewhere online. And you know, it's just not really. And I'm thinking back to the leather bag, and I'm thinking back to, I think the lesson of that was, at least it was like used. Some things I don't know what to tell you or not, but I'd already had once a fur coat bought online. This was way before, and it's like my H&M one had fallen apart, and I kept looking forever. But I wanted to sell that on too. It was the jacket, the thing I was actually selling when I was learning about how it's not about the money. But I didn't know if I to tell you or not, because it's like I want to obviously like lead by good example, and sometimes you don't need to know. Like it's like because it might look as if I don't really stand for it, but I do. But this was way before, and it wasn't because, like I said, I would never have bought it if it had been new. I would never have bought it if it hadn't been on offer on eBay for a price that was affordable. I didn't know, because like if I didn't say it, I might walk away thinking, did I lie to them? I didn't really tell them this. I don't want to like hide it, but I would never ever have bought it. I don't like the cruelty of her, like. And I had looked a little younger, but like it's not an excuse, but because it was used. But you know what? I don't know, I don't know. Let's get back to the theme of selflessness and like. But if I know to take care. Like I could never kill or support killing or ultimately it's like money. It's like, what's the point? It's like, I don't even know how to describe to you. The beauty like came from the fur being on. The animal was part of the beauty of it. The life was part of it. When I pass that on to you guys, it's never something I ever thought I would see myself wear. But I'm passing that on, and then somebody else gets the chance to, you know, give life to that coat which is already dead. But I never understood when people make the excuse for themselves, oh, the animal is already dead. Well, somebody killed it for you to eat it, or in this case, you know, wear the fur. It's like, it's not like, you know, it's like, you can't wait for somebody to kill them. Somebody said that to me every time about KFC, and it's like, oh my god, oh, she looks so smart, young, baby, hello. Wait, she's not that small anymore. Or is she? Oh, cute. No, he looks like an adult. Or is he just bigger because he's a guy? I don't know. Oh, sorry for the lighting. Well, I hope my point is coming across though, because like I would never. Anyway, I don't want to draw on much either. So like selfishness and when we know, because self-care gives us the capacity, allows us to evolve to the capacity, or like us to develop the skills. I guess it's more of a capacity, I think, but developing skills is like different, but evolve to the capacity of taking care of ourselves. So you are taking care of someone, you are taking care of a person. It's you, and now you know how to take care of a person, so that's great. So it's like it, what word did I use? Transfer. Oh, we extend that capacity to, well, the next person, or like all other people, all other people we end up taking care, well, of, or caring for. So that's, it's a great thing to know to know how to do. And it's like, I know it's evolvement. It's like we could spend lifetimes, learning in deeper depths. How do I take care of myself? But it's not like you're selfish or that time takes away. Wait, there was another woman who said the same thing. That person, was it 3 altogether or 4? But it's like, it seems, and they were all from that generation. So I started thinking, okay, maybe this is something worth talking about that needs to be said. And I don't know if I'll probably not get around to like all the thoughts, but at least we have this. Oh my gosh, it's already 17 minutes. See, with the thing with the should I will like tell them with the fur coat or not, it would be normally something that maybe I shouldn't have said anything until I was sure. But then I'd have to go back to this video and it's like, but then there'll be other things to be said, only because it might make, I don't want it to look like, oh yeah, she's saying it, but then why can she have one? Because I'm selling it on. I didn't want it, but I don't want any cruelty. And it's like, it was from way before anyway, and the person was selling it on, it had already been killed. Oh, that's what I meant with KFC. It's different, because it's like, I know I'm like jumping the subject here, but I can't make that person would also say, oh, the animal is already dead. Yeah, because somebody killed it for, you, or consumers like you, consumers like me. So it's our consumer, we have a voice, I didn't say responsibility because it's not only limited to us, the responsibility is also like on the owner, the production. It's like, you can't blame everything on the consumer, but we have a voice here that we can use to make clear what there's demand for, what we not demand, but like what we have a demand for, what we have a need for, and what we don't. It's different from, it has literally, somebody was just like selling it on eBay, and I had been looking for one made of plastic but not found it. I don't mean to be making excuses either, so I don't know like how I should just like leave it, but I'm selling it on anyway. It can have a new life with somebody else. Yeah, then they don't need to go to, like, they won't be going to a new person, cause, but like and anyways, like the whole self-care, I mean, there are so many things I wanted to talk about. So like, we are also important, we are important, we are all important, everybody is important. So that is not the same way as it's not limited to us, meaning like one person like me, if you're thinking about selfish, it's not limited to us the same way it's not it doesn't exclude us either. It includes everybody. So this is the best way you can explain it. You know, to know to take care of a person is to know to take care of a person, and it can include me. So you're learning, and then you extend that skill or that the capacity, you extend that to the other people. But it seemed kind of depressing or unfair, but I had not known that possibly a whole generation like walked around on this earth not knowing to do that, or that to do that is okay. Kind of sad. Kind of makes you feel a little bit sorry for your parents. I don't know, but so, well, if there's anything, they've done so much for us, and if there's anything we can give back, could be kind of the knowledge how to do that and to do that. As I think my generation had it, like at least they have it figured out more than before. And one person said, that was probably like 5 years ago, they said that in their generation it wasn't a thing, and today everybody's talking about it all the time. And I thought, the first thought was like, well, where, how, haven't they always been talking about it? But that was like, I hadn't realized today might have meant, in my personal lifetime, like, because while I was here, people kind of pretty much did talk about this all the time. At least since it came to my attention, I hear this word and these words like self-love is like everywhere. So I'm maybe throwing them in the same pot right now as expressions, but I think self-love is more widely used than self-care, but it's also a thing, and it's important. And similarly to taking some time out to replenish our own energy, we can get to bring that energy back into what we are doing, maybe for other people. So, because there was this one woman who was a teacher, and she literally spent her whole, like a music teacher, she spent her whole time there till like 10 in the evening, and that was her whole life. And it's, not like, it's not selfish to take time out. I had this one thought, which one could even be, it doesn't necessarily mean that we aren't doing something for others when we're doing something for ourselves. It's kind of like we are, because, I don't know to put that example in or not, but it's like a physical example. Say that music teacher, I was thinking, what if she spent one afternoon her weekend on like a charity raffle or something, or like selling cupcakes for charity, or like, but you still get that different people, different environment, and like new energy, which I'm not saying okay that's the way to go, like now you're giving to somebody else, because that's probably doesn't really kind of refresh the mindset, or doesn't really broaden our horizon as much. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing anything for somebody else if you're doing something for yourself, because when you're doing something for yourself, you're replenishing your energy, so it definitely gives back to others, because, and they might notice that you're happier. And somebody noticed that about me early on this journey. So like, only after I asked her, she told me it looked like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and yeah, that's exactly how I feel, So it's like, then when you have the joy, to be balanced is always a positive, and that balance, the next person might catch on, that energy can affect the next person if you quite harmonic and like balanced, and that is not necessarily, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, selfish would be never to take time for others and only for yourself, and like, what does selfish even mean? I'm thinking, because ultimately the selfish person is the loser at the end of the day. They never get the joy of doing something for other people, and it's like, because a mindset of lack, when you're trying to be selfish and you try to keep everything for yourself, that's like a mindset of lack born of, or also kind of begets a mindset of lack. I actually read that beget means like to cause, but and that lack ultimately is like only more disappointing. Like, you only feel like you're left with less, so like, what's the point of being selfish? But there's another I don't know if that's another thought, but it kind of fits right in, because having this mindset of lack, and it's like, or like only wanting everything for yourself, and it's like being selfish. You know, that's what being selfish is. Being selfish is thinking we get something out of something and only doing it and not thinking of anyone else but ourselves, and maybe being willing to do things that we know are not okay, like lying or this and that. Hey, dog. So, but I feel like nature is like, it's again another subject, but it's also something I want to say, nature, because I'm thinking about the ducks, like, is there anything to it? Is there meaning to why they're here? Is there something they're trying to tell me? I don't know, but not only can you see the richness, everything is like bushy and full, but also animals have become so more trusting. I mean, I mentioned the fox, but also I tried to, I know I did a recording, didn't I? But I didn't really get to like film him or her, but not properly anyway, but she kind of knows, because I went there several times, even sometimes might have given her food. So it's like, but then I thought, if they get too used to me, maybe it's not good for them, it might not be safe for them, because then I might generally think people are fine and not everybody, maybe not everybody is necessarily the same. I didn't know if that's safe for them, so I stayed away for a few days. But we're still friends. And like I said, so I think it was yesterday that I saw her, and where I noticed the fur was so beautiful. But well, you know what? At least we won't run out of subjects to talk about. Can't remember if I mentioned that before, but like at least there's always something to say, you know. The darling fox. Oh yeah, the other day I heard this loud like noise, and I'm like I can't even, some clicking kind of, but like clicking. I'm like, sounds like a magpie. Why is it so loud? But then I look in, my window was slightly open. She was sitting there on top of the window. Flew up relatively soon. I think it was a cock robin that came to visit us. The cutie pie with the red neck. I sat on the windowsill and flew off. Earlier, much earlier, there was, I tried to film it for you, I think. There was there a raven sitting on the roof? So the roof is not so far from our window. We can like look at it because of the angle of the house. But I especially noticed it later with the, I hadn't really noticed that, might have been because of lockdown, I don't know, but like, so I just wonder when things go back to whatever, we'll go back to normal. I don't even know if that what's going to happen, but you can see people are like around. They loosened the lockdown a little bit, and I was like, yay. And it was funny earlier because I saw this person, I was like, oh, there's a doctor, and this person with white hair, look, they always say in movies like a handsome doctor. I know he's like really old, so, and I only saw him from far away, but like it was like the first impression, and like I thought, oh, there's a doctor, like he's wearing a mask, and then click in my head, oh wait, no, this is because of, corona. It's because of like the situation. But it felt refreshing to already have kind of, I don't know, kind of the world's like waking up a little bit. People are going out again more and things. Some more places are open, at least in the UK, so it may be different in everybody's country, but so I just like wanted to share how it felt kind of good realizing that my first association was not COVID or disease and illness in general, but it was like something positive, like the kind of authoritative like aura of a doctor, even though the person didn't turn out to be a doctor at all. But it's also funny that we think so straight away like, oh, doctor, and then it's like, wait a second, I don't know, this person could be anybody. Like, imagine I not realized, I don't know, just be like a movie script, but I don't know, sometimes you notice you're gullible. Like, anybody could tell you something. They're wearing a mask. They know. Yeah, they could be telling you anything. And I mean, I don't mean this literally. Like, we're not stupid here, but we have this preconceived notion of like this means this. They actually did experiments on YouTube, which I don't even approve of, but they wore a like I think it was an orange vest and try to get into places because, and it's like people would regard them as an authoritative figure because of the vest, and literally all they did was wear a vest. So I'm not supporting. I don't think that's very fair, right? It makes a point that doesn't make a person know more or less because of a vest or a mask or anything. I know the mask has now become very common. Oh, my mom sent me mask that she made. It was so cute, so happy. They're so my style. So, oh no, I meant to wear today. Oh, facepalm. But how did I get to the doctor talk? But fox. I meant to say one thing about the fox. Oh yeah, I think it was just like nature. Like I wonder, because I don't know. I hope get back to. I don't know. I hope we will keep that up and kind of respect nature. And I was like a little bit worried about all these animals. Like they've come to trust us a lot more. It seems. I mean, a bird had never sat on our window, so like literally the magpie like stuck her head out and like looked around the corner, like what's going on in here, and then just like noticed us and like flew away. But it was like now she knows, and I was like, don't steal anything shiny from this house. But it's so cute and it was so real, and I never. Not surreal, so real, but it used to be something quite surreal. It used to be something not very believable, like not very plausible. It wouldn't have sounded very plausible just a short while ago, but today this is happening, and I only wanted to tell you, like, I hope we don't get back to whatever. Oh my gosh, did you see that? I don't know if I was filming it, but there was something in the water. Was it a fish? Reminds me of an otter, because the way it just like looked. I'm not saying there's otters here, because I would be surprised to find that, but it would be cool. Not smooth sailing, smooth diving. Really, like, to not get back to a place where, so-called civilization or like city life kind of scares nature. Especially don't want to see any cute little animals to get in danger because they trust us, and now I hope that we don't turn around and like ruin it for them and like maybe even kill them or things, I mean, by accident, but still, if they like, just trust us and like walk the road or something, because the roads have not been very well, they have been busy enough, but like it's just an example, and then just kind of get in danger, or that we even lose, the chance for a closer connection, even like friendship, and just like even to get the chance to like see them so close up. And it's kind of beginning to seem that there could be a world where we could be at peace with them, and they could be part of our life, like they have become part of even our city life, because not everybody watching this will probably be living in a city, but even for us it's possible. If you do, you'll know even more like what this actually means for a city person who likes animals, or just like generally. And I really don't want to see anything happen to them because they came to trust us now, or maybe even themselves, that this is their realm, or so they felt, because everybody had kind of withdrawn. If we just get back to like Dush, and then just for the chance, or for their I don't know it to be taken away from them, or if they hadn't realized that, hey wait, humans aren't, maybe there's more danger because there hasn't been a danger for a while now, then they won't be prepared for it if it comes back, and I hope it doesn't. These are a couple of themes meshed in one, like just thrown in here. I just feel like I want to think that I will catch up with it, but what if I don't? So I just rather like say a few things. I mean, it's already half an hour. Oh wow. So yeah. Let's back. Sometimes there's like letters, like things you kind of want to have said differently or not said, but like I feel like at least it's like out. And just to get back to, I don't even see, but like, I don't know who taught you guys this, if you're part of the generation, but it wasn't true. They probably also didn't know any better, but taking time for ourselves is not selfish. That is simply taking time. It's taking time for ourselves. And actually, when we take time for, I would not be surprised. We probably will then value other people's time more too, because now we know what it means. So, oh, I was just like talking about like, well, that's not a recommendation to do something in your spare time too that like gives to others, because I don't know if the feeling changes if I'm feeling kind of depleted, but I mean, it's just like a thought about it doesn't necessarily mean you're not giving, even if I draw the line for something I didn't. There was this one homeless person, and like I didn't feel like giving, and I didn't mean it, so like it wouldn't have been giving, because a giving type of giving, because it wouldn't have meant the same, it wouldn't have been the same. And this other time I had a lot more to say about that, and I need to see if there's any footage of that there or not, but that kind of tells the story already, because I wasn't trying to. Maybe these self-doubts come in where we don't need to listen necessarily, because there are so many homeless people, you can't help everybody, so there will be the time I feel like giving, and I will give, with a happy heart, and so sometimes you give to each other by, not giving, by like knowing to say no and things. There's this one homeless person, I wanted to give her food. I wanted to like offer her to like buy her food, and she mentioned she was saving up for some sort of bed and breakfast or hotel. Like I don't remember what it was, but something like where she could stay the night. And I was like, but in my mind I thought, I don't know how expensive that is. Can I do it? Like I can afford it. I simply wanted to, give a little bit, but give an amount that I'm comfortable. It's something that I can give, but I wanted to still give to her. And then I went to this burger shop, and like the burgers turned out to be like way more expensive than I thought, and like I kept, because I don't know, I wanted to like tell you the whole story, but turn at the end of the day, and then she realized, and she's like, don't worry if you can't do it. And I was like, and then I don't know if it sounds so great to people who also have like maybe money, but like, I was the one who stopped and wanted to help when everybody else passed her by, you know what I mean? And I wanted to give something that I felt comfortable giving, and then I felt good about, rather than, because then you feel the joy too. But at the end of the day, the good news about it was actually good that I felt that way, because it turned out, because then she said to me, I want to have told you a story, so I was like, I could make the story longer, but just like a summary, that it turns out she came back to me with that, and it turns out she only like needed like a specific amount that wasn't as like shocking as I thought. It didn't cost as much to stay at that place as I thought it had, and she'd already almost saved up all of it, and she just like needed a little bit. So actually, she then said, because I only had a note, so she said, okay, if you give me this, and she showed me all the chain, and I can give you what I have saved up. And so like you'll be just paying the difference. Like worked out great for both of us. It worked out better for both of us, and it wouldn't have gotten to the point if I hadn't said no to. Well, I hadn't physically needed to, but like if I hadn't known that no, what I wasn't comfortable with paying, if that makes sense. So I'm talking about paying, but it's like similar with time, and it's similar with everything, with our energy. But like sometimes you need to know when we want to say no, because I never seen that aspect to the story, but I got to help her way more now, even if it's like the same amount that I got to give her, or the amount that is even more comfortable giving her. Turned out that helped her even more, because I realized later, looking back, like she got what she'd already wanted. Like the thing that she had said would help her the most in that day, actually, and she got that. And now I'm thinking, I don't know how long she saved up for that. Maybe she spent the whole day, or maybe even longer, in like collecting money, trying to get money together for it. And if that hadn't happened, at the last small sum, it would have failed at that for that night, because if I'd not known, I don't know if it's Because at first I learned a lot of other things from the story, but I can see this in it now. It's like, imagine how that would have fallen, but she got it because of this, and it worked out greater for both of us. I never know if it's numbers, should I put numbers on it, but it was like such a small, I only got to give her like this little bit of money at the end of the day, getting her change back, but it ended up helping her a lot more. And now I'm looking at like, and it realized after that she already told me, but I was kind of like trying to like give her food because I didn't want to put myself in the position of, okay, I thought, I can't, pay her, like, I don't know what it cost, because I thought it would cost a lot. Like, if we were not going on holiday or somewhere to stay somewhere, it kind of costs you a bit, but it turns out, so it's like, it was more helpful for both of us, the point, because it helped me to get to give what I wanted to give, and I feel comfortable with that, get to give. It was only $2, and I got to give something. So I don't know, something when you put numbers on, like, means something different to specific people, but like it was like an amount that I just felt so comfortable giving. But we both got something out of it because we gave. I mean, it's like I gave to myself while giving to her, or we gave to each other. How you want to call it? Like I gave to her, but I gave to me too in the same moment, and that was like, so what do you call it? Flourishing, giving, rich. It's like, but we both got something out of it, and that's exactly what we wanted. So what you want from giving, receive in the same moment. It's like, what was this? Somebody told me, knowing to receive makes you a better giver. I don't know if that's slightly different, but no, it's not, because if you know to allow yourself to receive from the same moment, it's like win-win situation. Literally, both people win. Both people get something that they wanted, and it was fun, and I got to help her, and because of me, it worked out. Her plan actually got to like the final stage of actually staying that I don't remember what it's called, but where she wanted to stay the night. It worked out because it was only $10, which I hadn't known. I thought it was like at least like 20, 35. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I should be putting numbers on it, but it's an example. But we ended up like, because I don't. But a person might not be. They also have expenses. It might not necessarily be easier. Oh no, because it's easier for a homeless person. But it wasn't even her who approached me. I wanted to help her, and like, see what I mean? Like, we both got help, or both got something out of it, and it was like fun for both of us. And she ended up having something bigger, and me too, pretty much. Because it's like, when you talk about integrity, but if you don't feel like we want to give something, not giving more than we really feel like we can at that time, we give to ourselves too, I hope it's coming across, because I don't know, sometimes I don't know if I really like found the right words, but I also want to get going because it's been a while now. I'm getting cold, but it's so true. Yeah, if you think you have more time to think your words over, you find better words, but then you're like, oh, I want to tell this and this and this, and you don't know if you want to do it. But I hope you like this anyway. Whoever needs to hear it probably will have, and this is what happens. I thought it was like a quick video. It's like 45 minutes. But not that I mind. It's like I have something good to say, but like I'm happy about it. But it's like you could probably speak for the whole day. But there's other things that a person needs to do in this world too. Pretty tree. It's just one example of many. You could literally apply this to anybody else with a different number. Doesn't need to be money. And a lot of people end up regretting not having had the time with their kids, or also I wanted to like say it's never too late. There was a great example with this one guy who moved away to try and work there, and his kid had to stay with the mom because they were divorced. But like ultimately, he moved there to work harder to get to give his son a better life. And like, you know, you can look at it that way, you know, where you were giving to your son in a different way, but it's just like it was a fresh start for them to incorporate more time with his son in his life. But like, also, I mean, lockdown has really, like, I think changed all of our perspective on it. At least, you know, in countries where it's like been similar, but life has been so hectic before this. Maybe taking time for ourselves might have seemed foreign, but I hope it won't. It's like it might have been unnatural to, you know, the state of a human being, and as what a human being was like made for to live. But we simply had come so far off it that we almost didn't remember it anymore. We didn't remember what it felt like because we'd never know that feeling, if that makes sense. Let me know if you agree. I'm saying we because I'll count you in, but if you disagree, or if you do agree, let me know in the comment section below. But I'm just trying to remember this. I know we're trying to like see if there's anything I forgot. I mean, I'm sure there were like more points. There was a lot on my mind, but this is really, and you know, like this generation, like they put us into this world. They deserve to take time for. I mean, I'm saying they, but us, like, you guys deserve it. Like I'm saying it about you, but I'm sure my generation knows about, like, it's like there's nothing wrong with that. It's like if it was excessive, I mean, it's kind of hard to say where does selfish begin. Like the intention is, if the intention isn't a selfish one, then it's not selfish. Taking care of ourselves only means you know how to take care of a person better afterwards, and then you can apply it to everybody else too. I know I said that, but like, what else did I have on my mind at the time? Maybe there's be some silence here, because I can't pause this. Well, I know we have kind of begun to give ourselves a little, because we've now suddenly had time. So I don't know if this is how valid as it will be when we get back to whatever it will be. We will get back to or get forward to, but get to, I guess. Because these recordings that inspired these thoughts were like a little bit older, I suppose. I don't exactly know. Not that old. Not as old as vintage, but like just like a few, I don't know, years maybe. Still very current, but just in case it's out there now, somebody still needed to hear this. Yeah, they might have been thrown back onto having to spend time with themselves, I guess. This is another thing I thought I said it on Facebook, like, do we, you know, like, know to face ourselves? Do we, like, try to escape facing ourselves? Do we know how to spend time with ourselves? You know, rather than spending time looking at a screen, or like I said, kind of face ourselves rather than facing a screen. I was thinking about phones and tech and everything. You know, in the past, you would ride on a train. Even if a busy person, you were on the train, you would get some time there to maybe read a good book, or just like we were there with somebody. We would talk. In some areas, in countries, people are actually more open and they do talk. I feel like now we are more likely to talk to each other because we really did realize we are all in this together. We are in this world together, and it got some. It was I can't speak Gesprächsstoff. It was like something to talk about this happening in this world, you know. But you know, back then we would talk when we were there with somebody, or if not, we would look out the window and like look at what was going on outside and things, and we'd read a good book, maybe we would even smile at a stranger. And today it's like, after like a few minutes, like, oh my god, I can't deal with this. I need to like look at my phone and do one thing or another, like be it read stuff, or I mean, it's one thing if you have emails to catch up on, if you're like a businessman or something. It's another thing you to not be able to sit still like for a while and just face ourselves and I need to like play a game on my phone or something, distract myself. It's like I'd never really realized. I mean, we say that sometimes that it a reality escape is a word, we say that, we use it, but like never really noticed it. And I'm beginning to believe that could be the reason why we do that. We do that a lot, especially in my generation and younger. Especially the younger. But still, like, that didn't used to be a thing. And this one time I did want to spend time with one person and they went on their phone and I don't want to say I took offense. I was like a little bit disappointing. But I also do that now, and especially like when our phones are so available, it's literally when you do think, I don't have anything to do, what should I do now? We do grab for our phones and use them because that's what we know to do. So it'd be nice to like, but then I missed the fox. Instead of filming this river, I could film the fox. But and if all the water kind of reflects the sky. I don't know. I might be wrapping this up. If there's anything more that I kind of like any good words, because sometimes you have like these really good words, like those are like really good words. Do we know how to face ourselves instead of facing a screen? Like that's a good question, Even the words, that's a good question. Are good words in that kind of both senses of that statement or question. No, statement. I'm confused myself. Well, I'm just like, I think I'm gonna say just goodbye to you guys, but I know. Did you see the bird complaining? Well, if there's anything else to add, but like at least I put this out there. I'm sure there's always more to be talking about, because I thought I talked about some of the things that I find myself talking about again, but like I'm talking about it in deeper depth now, so that's great. Who would have thought that there'll be more to catch out of? I'm saying catch because like fish, there's a river, and I pour it into a great shape. Because in German, schöpfen, it means, when we talk about a creator, it means create, but it also means like taking the water and like just like even like a soup pretty much, but just like it's a great metaphor for that, because it's like an endless stream except of energy, if that makes any sense. But I think I'll see you in the next one. Maybe something else will come in my mind. I'll put it out somewhere if I get to it. Oh, pretty roses! I'm really disappointed with the rubbish around because it is very pretty here. But the rubbish does not serve the area. Or let's kind of think. So beautiful. Hey, I was like waiting here because like I didn't want to like film just the lame old road, but it's just not focusing, is it? Well, maybe I should just do that. Wait, there'll be a river to film on this side. Well, as long as it also like the road is like always really loud, so it'll be harder to hear what the person is even saying. And I don't want people having to guess, but I love this like little stripe of land here. It's so lovely. I love this. So pretty. My dad called me a water rat when I was little. It's like, I love swimming, I need to go in the water. It's like so cold, but I'm close to the water, I just need to go in the water. I just have this like magnetism. I need to go in this water. great. But everybody's lovely. We all try to take care of each other and get out of each other's ways when we need to. The only thing is, the stripe of road is small. Like, you can't stay 2 meters apart. And some of these shops are pretty illogical. Because literally, they actually like stay 2 meters away from each other. But like next to each other, that aren't even 2 meters. Duckies. I know it's going to start being a bit interesting. I have already almost filmed 1 hour, so maybe I will wrap this up here. But at least you have heard it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you liked it. Oh my god, talking about little baby birdies, I love you so much. Did you see them? Oh man, oh so cute. And mom and daddy. Generations. This is so lovely. Oh my god, so cute. Also, I don't think that tree has always been here. Pretty sure that might have just fallen in when nature was larger. Oh, I was thinking the other day, I was like at the river, and I found myself thinking, not only wanted you guys to like be there with me. And I thought I never filmed this river, and I thought, I walked through the same park like so often now, but I never actually went to that side of it. Like, why didn't I film there? But secondly, I began wondering, what would it look like if nature was left to herself? I almost wanted to say herself, because herself, like, as not it, because nature is alive, and I know there's God who guides nature, but I really, because we put these walls around rivers, and we like say, but it would flood us, it would flood us, or it would do this and that if we left it to, and I just began wondering what would happen. We have never actually, like, not in my lifetime, given ourselves a chance to really see and find out what nature does. Because nature is nature. She always finds a way to regenerate herself, and like, this tree is bothering nobody. I'm not talking about, oh hey, let's leave things to be dangerous for any of us, or health and safety is important. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I would love to know, what if it was safer than we know, and we haven't? What if good things would come of it, or what if, like, we wouldn't even know what happened because we haven't really allowed that to happen? Hey, how's there another one? Are you like the teenager duck? Teenager duck, and that's mommy, and then there's the little babies. Oh my god, and playing and like having fun. It's like undisturbed. Oh man, What do you think? Animals were surprised that lockdown happened, and everyone was like, what is wrong with these humans? They're like leaving us alone. This is great. Do you think maybe they're just acted by instincts, because that's what they do? But oh my god, I love babies. All the girls out there, are you feeling what I'm feeling looking at these baby ducks? Babies. Oh, so cute. I hope you can hear my voice, because yes, I know there's traffic in the back, but if not, it's okay. It's a lot of work for a mom, actually. Like, she has to keep her eye. Hi there, you looking at me or your kids? She wandered up to here, huh? That's like a lot of work, like looking after all of them. Weren't they 4? Or is that just in my mind? Maybe daddy's got the other on. Hey, did you have 4 or did you have 3? Yo. That's a lot of work to like look at all these kids at once. How do you do it? Humans are pretty lucky that they often have only like 1 at a time. Or not. You're missing out on the fun of having so many babies. 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 I love you. Well, they know how to entertain themselves. Like, they're just like not driving, like running around while swinging around really fast. And even in circles and well, you know what? Ooh, Sophie, I'm calling you Sophie. Sophie went to sleep. Good night, Sophie. Teenage dark. I mean, they have time. Somebody once said, you know, regard all your time as your time, and then it's not like sectioned off. But also, it's like then we get to decide, okay, like if we regard our time as valuable, then we get to decide like what we do with it and how we like. I guess it's not management, but what are we going to do with it? But you know what? I think, well, you know, it's kind of true, because I was thinking the inner value, and like the more kind of we are like whole on the inside, or healed or repaired, the more the easier it becomes to see the value on, you know, valuable things can happen anywhere, like at work too. Even if you thought you didn't like your work, that those valuable moments, they can be anywhere. So that, if you know, thinking about regarding it as our own time, I don't know. I read that statement actually before I did this. No, somebody didn't tell me. Somebody told me through a book. Baby duck. These are so cute. Babies. They're so lively. Literally, kids are like all the same. I mean, they're animals. We're not, but they're all the same. They're like lively and just want to explore and just like they so wander off a little bit far from mom, but like not too far, but and just like so busy doing things, like just so like, oh my god, that one wandered off really far. Mommy, did you notice your baby was like here? Mommy, your baby's there, bro. Yes, did you see her? Good, because she's far away, you know. I just don't know if the stream takes them away. They're so tiny, but literally they're all the same. I'm not finding the right words. Vorwitzig. They're so energetic. They're just born, like, obviously, like, they're meant to be like energetic, but it's interesting that we have kids when, like, I want to say half of our energy, we're like only half energetic, and then you have to like look after somebody so hyper energetic. Mommy, get your kid. Get your kid. Where is she going? Baby. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you'll be back, and I hope this is valuable to you, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye. I might continue filming these stuff just for a little while. remember of something I thought, okay, let me cross the street, even though it's hard to say goodbye to these cutie pies. Ducks, they're almost like hearts, because their size and the shape, not exactly, but oh, cutie pies. Oh. Bye bye, babies. I love you. I love you. I love you. Whee! Going around, it's just like walking back, climbing back up, and it's like they must be so active all the time. She's got time to sleep here, and mommy is like looking after everything. Like, how do you keep your eye on 3 ducks at once? How do you do it? What are you saying? Is she scared of me or something? Making everybody like, oh, the duck go this way. Oh, see, mother duck said quick, 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 quick. Follow her. Where's mommy? Where's mommy? Oh, maybe big sister's looking after him. Or big brother. No, big sister. Big sister. Aww. I knew it. I said be careful with the baby. Oh, maybe she's like, I don't know, going through the bridge. Babies, where's your mommy? Oh no, what if you're worried? I can't stop recording now. Oh, she had some bread. No, it wasn't bread after all. Oh, talking about bread, like I was thinking about this like cafe example, and like sometimes we like don't ask, because there was this one person who didn't know to ask for what he needed, and it reminded me of like, and I was like thank God this time is like so long ago, because I don't even want to think back to it. That's how like not great it was to not know to do that. But I would kind of say, for example, it was just like one kind of example scenario, but say somebody like asks you what do you want in a cafe, and then you don't ask for what you really want, like what kind of whatever, it's like vanilla latte, whatever, with cream, and I don't know, or just like something you just want that one, and it's like maybe you know these dogs kind of like, oh no, this person might think that oh, they're all together now, 3 of them, or is this number 4? Because I thought there were 4. So where's mama? Mommy tried to run and find the kid, and now the kid is gone, or was that another kid? But I'm getting worried about these dogs right here. Where's the mommy? Where's the mommy? Where's the mommy? I don't want to be shouting either, because there's nothing I can do, but I call you mommy. I know. Oh man, that's so sad. I'll adopt you if your mommy doesn't come back. Talking of magpies, yo, where's the dad? Because he was there. And who is this anyway? Babies, I'll adopt you. Cause but this always like, cause this guy didn't know to ask what he, or was it a woman, asked what she needed. But in one of the things I watched, but it's like, you know how it's like, you think you can have something because the person just asked you not the thing you actually wanted, like everything, like it just like seems like you can have anything but not that thing. Like if you had wanted something different, it would have been that thing that you would have thought about, that this is the one you can't have, you know what I mean? And I would see these people in front of me who would know to us, or seemingly know to us, for what they wanted, and I was ended up being the one who missed out, because it seemed like they got to ask for what they wanted, and they walked away from it okay, and I was the one who felt kind of bad inside because I didn't know to ask for what I wanted. Like, how would we know if, let's say, if somebody offered to pay for you or something, if that's too expensive, if you don't kind of ask. I mean, we don't have to go crazy and like always ask for the most expensive, fanciest thing. But if it's generally something you wanted, you could kind of say, or you could kind of say, I kind of really would like this. Would it be okay? Or just like, I don't know. But it's like a lot of times just in our heads. So this person also was from the same generation, so yeah, I'm worried about these dogs. You where's your mommy? Honey baby. Oh, I'm going to adopt these dogs. And why is this one now throwing off? Yo, I will adopt you. Like, don't even worry about it. What do I do? I thought the dad was around anyways. Because he was literally, we saw him, right? Oh, I know she went around the corner. She must be downstream. Why don't you just follow her? Baby ducks! Yo, baby ducks! Go around the corner. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Do you think she'll come back? Like knowing to ask for what, because we're gonna ask for something. You're gonna do something. Either you'll do what you wanted to do and really meant, or you're gonna do something different. It's not like not doing it. It's not doing anything. You're still gonna be doing something, or you'll still make a choice. So why don't we go with our instinct or what we really feel like doing? Because I did it. I turned out fine. And it's like, it's so sad to think that a whole generation, even at their ages, they weren't really that young anymore. So to have spent a lifetime like that, I just want everybody to know doing something for ourselves isn't selfish. If it's nurturing, if it's like, as long as nobody else gets hurt, it's not like for ourselves, doesn't need to mean, because this whole selfish like seems to be good for me but then bad for you. But like ultimately, if something is bad for, it's bad. If something is bad for someone, it's bad for all. If something is bad for, then it's bad for either you, me, all of us. So as long as we avoid those things, if it's something that's nurturing me, I get to nurture you back, or I get to like bring that energy back in when I'm doing something for other people, and all these kind of things. I think I said that at one point actually. Oh my god, I'm getting worried about these baby ducks. Mommy, why are you gone? Why? Babies. What do I do? I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys. I hope you liked it. It was a little bit of a mix of all sort of thoughts, but I hope you liked it. I hope I'll see you again in the next one, and hope something fun like this will happen again. So the battery has actually, oh no, it wasn't the battery, was it? The storage space has lasted me a lot, but I really want to like have like this like really sorted out so that it gets